Liza Whitmore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm going to switch over to live on the web, and then he'll just hit the deck.
Right over there.
Hello, everybody. I have seen some of you before. I have met some of you before. I have actually worked with some of you before. And those of you that I have not worked with, met, or been working with, I am the Small Business Liaison from Caltrans District 3. Caltrans has 12 districts throughout the state of California. Will be presenting after me will be George Crosby for District 4, which is the Bay Area. District 3 is also the headquarters for North Region, which is all of Northern California. But District 3 is Sacramento, Dubuque, Yolo, Glen, Colusa, Yuba Sutter, Sacramento, El Dorado, Nevada, Placer, and Sierra County. So I have 11 counties that I'm responsible for. And District 2 is your Redding, north to Oregon, over to Nevada. District 1 comes down the coast, your Mendocino, Humboldt, and Lake counties. District 4 is primarily the Bay Area. Alicia Sequeria from District 10 was unable to be here today, but she is the Stockton, Northern Central Valley area. Then you go down to District 6 and 7 and the ones down in Southern California. Caltrans, of course, has my position, George's positions, and so on to be able to do outreach to the disabled veteran, certified small business and disadvantaged business enterprise businesses, or businesses who could be certified as any one of those entities. So how many of you here are certified as a DVBE with the state? Okay. Those of you that are not, I am presuming that there's a reason that you're here and you're able to be certified as a service-disabled veteran with the feds. More than likely you should be able to be certified as a DVBE with the state. There is a 3% goal for all state contracts and purchasing from disabled veteran business enterprises. And the state agencies have different ways that they can go about doing that, and I'll share with you a little bit about how Caltrans tries to reach out and make sure that we meet or exceed that 3% benchmark. We'll also be talking just a little bit about where to find information on the website. How many of you here are in the construction suppliers support businesses? Just about everybody. How many of you actually sell items that have nothing to do with construction? Couple. Okay. So I will focus on both of those. We're going to do primarily showing where you can find information on the website for contracting and construction, but then I'm also going to show you where we have contracts going out for non-construction things as well as where to be able to find out your contacts, such as myself and George, on the Division of Procurement and Contracts. Valerie, how much time are we having?
Half an hour each.
About a half hour. All right. So I'm going to whiz through the early part of my one. You already know, since you are disabled veterans, what all the opportunities are. How many of you are also certified as a small business? Okay. So you all probably pretty know that you get your invitations to outreach events, your small business preference, and so on. For those of you that are not certified as a small business, less than $14 million over the past 3 years, less than 100 employees, live in California, owner resides in California, you'll probably be able to be certified fairly easily. It's all available online at the DGS website, and lots of reasons to be able to do that. For those of you who been registered on BidSync, if you're not registered on BidSync, what that is a way for you to be able, if you're certified as a disabled veteran business enterprise, a DVBE, or a small business, you sign up on BidSync, then sign up for what kinds of contract advertisements that you're interested in, and they will email you every single time. Any state agency, a lot of the counties and a lot of the cities in California, as well as educational institutions, have put out a contract that have any of your keywords in it. So if you're not already registered on BidSync, I highly recommend that you do that. Is everybody familiar with the 5% preference that you can get for being a small business in a contract? No. Okay, yeah, pretty much. So you all know this is the math up here. You can see that the lowest bidder was a non-certified small business. The second one was a certified small business. You take 5% of the lowest bidder, subtract it from the second certified small business bidder, and you can see that one of those was $238, and they won the bid because they were a certified small business. So I kind of love to put that up there to be able to say, you really got to do it if you're eligible. This is the new DGS webpage where you can go in, search for certified small businesses, obtain your certified small business DVBE certification, and as well as go ahead and find out anything that's going on. You already know about your DVBE certification. You already know probably, I'm sure there's been some discussion that the good faith effort was rescinded, so we no longer have the rigmarole that went along with going ahead and having these outfits call up a zillion businesses and you were getting 20 million faxes a day with no time. I'm awfully glad to do that. So, what Caltrans has done is, to avoid all of the good faith effort and all of that, is that we are utilizing the DVBE incentive in our major construction contracts. On some of the smaller contracts, they're actually putting in a DVBE goal, and Mark Steiner and I have been in communication with the head of Deputy Director of Civil Rights, Olivia Fonseca, to explore the idea that on certain over $250,000 big projects that are definitely have a lot of DVBEs who would be able to bid on the work, who would be able to compete for the bid, that we may go ahead and put in a DVBE goal in those, so that those particular contracts will have to have their DVBE goal met. And so we're kind of floating that up the flag.
When you say goal, do you mean goal or mandate? Because goal doesn't really
well,
have any effect.
with this one, if Caltrans sets a goal, any state agency sets a goal at this point, it has to be met or the bid will be considered non-responsive. So the old 3%, we have a 3% goal, we may achieve or we may not. When we're using that language, when we're talking about contracts and construction projects, if there is a DVBE goal stated, then that must be met or the bid will be considered non-responsive.
Just for
that make sense?
It does make sense, but I'm not seeing that in practice.
Well, if there's DVBE goal, now if you see there's a DVBE incentive, if you go on the web, you'll see on all the Caltrans advertised projects, you're not going to see a DVBE goal because there isn't any. Because we're not using the goal in order to be able to gain our DVBE participation. We're using the DVBE incentive. Now, how other state agencies use it, I don't know. All I can do is speak for Caltrans. Mark?
Hi. Just for clarification, like Liza was mentioning, she and I have been working diligently on this issue. She's great. She really cares about disabled veterans. I want to thank you for that. Basically, what we're all trying to work on at this point is it's a little confusing. Right now, it's just an incentive goal. You know, they need it or they don't need it, like Nathan, like you're talking about. However, they are in the process of changing that, and that's what we're working on together as a team here. So what's going to happen, and they're working on it. Olivia's working on it. That some of the smaller projects are going to say goal, but it's not a goal. It's mandated. You better be at 2 or 3%, or you're not responsive. So they're going to do it, which is outstanding as far as I'm concerned as an agency. So thank you, Caltrans.
Yeah. So there's lots of scenarios going on.
I think there's a little confusion about what the incentive is. So,
right, it's coming. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we all had the goals and so on. Okay, here's the incentive. The incentive is, am I standing? Make me go right or left. The DVBE incentive is any time a state-funded contract. So for all of the ERA-funded projects, for all of the federal-funded projects, this is meaningless. Because there is no, as soon as you get $1 or more of federal money into a construction Caltrans contract, it becomes federal rules. The federal rules are completely different. But for all state-funded, more than 1% DVBE participation, then boom, the incentive comes in.